Hey everybody, welcome to
Hello.
Britpops React. Today we are reacting to a firefighter's nightmare. The Boy Street fire back in 2020 in LA. Now I don't know much about this one, but it looks pretty horrific just from the screen that's shot we've got up here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one.
I guess a lot of fires are firefighter's nightmare because you never know what you're going into, whether there's anything in there to cause a flash fire or, if you're walking into toxic environment. Unfortunately today I saw the crash of the UPS plane. That looked pretty horrific as well. Did you see that one on the news?
I haven't seen it, no.
On takeoff, yeah. So
no.
fully loaded with fuel as well. So again, fire, as much as it's our friend, can be our foe very, very quickly. So as we know, Firefighter Chick is a firefighter herself and sent us plenty of videos previously, so shout out to her for sending this one across.
Yes,
I don't know this one, mate. Obviously we've had the wildfires last year, which were pretty horrific, so let's see what's going on here.
All right, the Boy Street fire, let's learn about it.
It was supposed to be a routine call. A small structure fire in downtown Los Angeles. Something the busy firefighters of Station 9 handled every day. But what began as a standard response would transform into one of the most harrowing incidents in LAFD history, changing the lives of 11 firefighters forever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at that.
On the roof of a burning building, a combination of illegal storage, hazardous materials, and a rapidly deteriorating situation will turn a typical Sunday evening into a desperate fight to escape.
Back up! Back up! Back up!
As evening rolled in on Saturday, May 16th, 2020, the firefighters at Fire Station 9 in Skid Row were just having what felt like a regular day. Situated in downtown Los Angeles, Station 9 is the busiest firehouse in the U.S., handling around 100 emergency calls every day.
Wow.
Captain Scott Barkley was on shift that day with 18 other firefighters. The station had a special bond built through the constant pressure of being the busiest. The crew had just wrapped up dinner and were playing a game to see who would do the dishes. A fun station tradition. Captain Barkley rolled snake eyes and got stuck with dish duty, which made everyone chuckle. Just as he was making his way to the sink, the alarm rang out.
Rescue 209 on 9. Been attached to the structure fire 327 Boyd.
The team from Station 9 put on their gear and jumped into their trucks. Rescue 209 and other units were also called to the scene.
Right.
The first firefighting units arrived on scene within 4 minutes of the call. Captain Barkley and his team spotted light to moderate smoke coming from a one-story commercial building in a place locals call Bong Road, a district filled with shops selling smoking products, glassware, and butane canisters. They thought they knew what was happening, and it seemed like a routine call-out. As firefighters tried to get into the building through the rolling steel doors, they ran into some issues.
Nightmare.
The first door they had opened revealed storage racks stuffed all the way to the ceiling, blocking their way in. We're trying to find an entrance. It's going to be really hard for us to get in. We got a moderate amount of smoke right now coming out of the side. They opened a nearby door and found a narrow hallway about 4 to 5 feet wide. It was so tight that they had to pass through it one by one. While some firefighters entered the building, Captain Barkley took a crew up to the roof to start ventilating the smoke.
All right, it's a bit
the
more
roof
smoke
team
now, right?
assessed the situation and noticed moderate fumes, almost white in color, billowing from the back of the building. At around 6:45 p.m., fully decked out in helmets and safety gear, the upper team began ventilation work. They got to about the 75-yard line of the building and made their first ventilation hole, or keyhole. One firefighter on the top spotted something odd about the smoke coming from the ventilation hole. He said it looked like a wavy, distorted kind of smoke condition, similar to what you see behind a jet engine over hot asphalt. Despite the strange behavior, no one called for an evacuation at this point.
Wow, look at
Another firefighter glanced toward the back of the building and noticed flame.
The trouble is, I guess, a ventilator, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I guess a ventilation hole was there to release the smoke, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, that gives fuels oxygen, right? Additional oxygen, maybe. I don't know.
Could do, yeah. You know, or like I say, cause the fire to sort of spread. You know, be.
I mean, I'm sure that's
well.
100% the right thing to do, but it's just interesting from a non-firefighter background.
We ain't got a clue what we're doing. Yeah.
You know that gets gets done. All right.
Teams shooting out sideways instead of rising up like they usually do. Back at the scene, conditions were rapidly deteriorating both inside and on the roof. Firefighters inside had made it about 3 to 4.5 meters past the entrance when they came across a ladder with just a 2-foot gap to get through. They realized that if something went wrong and they needed to get out fast, this would be a problem. Using a pike pole, they found a mezzanine above them. Then, out of nowhere, visibility dropped dramatically. The smoke changed from brownish and cold, hanging below their eye lines, to completely black, like something had slammed a door behind them. At about 6:57 p.m., they started to hear a rumbling noise, which some first thought was just the roof team stomping around. Then they heard popping sounds that were like little Chinese firecrackers. The popping got louder and more frequent over the next 30 to 60 seconds. By 7 p.m., the building started to vibrate and sway. Captain Barkley, still on the roof, said it felt like standing directly under a roller coaster as it goes by you, but it's just not stopping. Inside, the heat intensified dramatically.
Back up! Back up! Hey, back up! Back up! Exposure on the delta side. Back up! Back up! Back up for me!
The popping sounds became extremely loud, describing as sounding like the space shuttle or a freight train. At 7:01 p.m., an explosion occurred inside the building. A massive fireball erupted through the structure, engulfing firefighters both inside and on the roof.
No.
Geraldine Cleveland, watching from her apartment 3 blocks away, saw the explosion clearly. Everyone in my building thought there was a bomb that went off, she later recalled. It was like a mushroom. The explosion was so intense that it blackened a fire engine parked across the street and melted the responders' helmets.
I was going to say,
the blazing heat burned right through their protective coats.
You can't comprehend that. I mean, have you been to, I mean, again, around fire, I don't know what's appeared over your head, let me get rid of that. You know, when you go to a concert and they have the flames that come up, you know, you can feel that warmth, you know, and to see that blaze at that velocity, I can't dread to think that the amount of heat that you're feeling, and the fact that they said that there was firefighters in there is just it's just so awful.
Look at the state of that helmet. You know, must be obviously they're tested to such a high degree. You know, because they don't do that. They are. I mean, it just that looked very, very scary fire.
And there's still people on the roof at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Sorry, keep going.
In hoods, Captain Barkley and the roof team were getting ready to evacuate when everything flashed. Those inside got knocked to their hands and knees by the force and heat. Firefighters inside the building ran into the ladder that was in their path. Even worse, because it was stuck at a 45-degree angle and completely blocking their exit. Crouching in the hallway, one crew member tried to move it, but badly burned his back when he stood up. On the roof, Captain Barkley urged his team to get to the aerial ladder that had been moved into place by a fire truck in the street below and escape. "Come on, let's move," he shouted, pushing them towards it. The problem was that the ladder was on fire. Some firefighters were frightened, finding it hard to move. Others, overcome with adrenaline, just ran and jumped onto the aerial ladder. As they tried to climb down the aerial ladder, the firefighters looked down to see flames coming out from the front of the building directly below them. I looked at myself, and everything is just completely on fire. You know, my hands, my arms, my face piece, my helmet. Captain Barkley and his crew were facing a terrifying situation. They were stuck on the aerial ladder with fire all around them. Then there was a second explosion, and another fireball completely engulfed the team. A firefighter on the aerial ladder tried to pull himself down, but found his axe wedged between the sections of the ladder, trapping him. He said it felt like there was 300 pounds to him, stopping him from moving. Some firefighters thought about jumping from the ladder, but noticed there was fire all the way down to the street. One closed his eyes and started praying, begging God to stop the pain. At 7:04 p.m., a mayday call went out over the radio.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. All companies off out of the building. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All companies have a mayday.
I think I probably would have had a
Crew
mayday
members
a
who
bit
had already
earlier
made
than
it
that,
off the aerial
personally.
ladder rushed back to
that
assist
point.
their trapped colleagues.
That is
Captain
just
Barkley was
awful.
pulled headfirst down the aerial ladder with such force that his equipment came loose. Another firefighter mentioned being dangling upside down on the truck after someone grabbed his foot to stop him from falling. Inside the building, firefighters were crawling over each other trying to get out. Some Engine 9 members were forced to crawl up onto the storage racks to escape. The scene outside was chaotic, with injured personnel scattered on the ground. I'm literally crawling in the street now, and I'm looking around, and it's a ghost town. Nobody's around.
What the hell is
Please,
fueling this thing?
somebody just spray water on me, like my head is on fire. My arms are on fire. An engineer from Engine 9, Scott Brennan,
This is very interesting because we've watched 8 minutes of this. Now, have you seen any ounce of water?
When they first turned up, didn't they? They were dousing the building, I think.
I don't know, I'm just saying visually, from all of the shots we've seen, I haven't seen any water.
Well, like I said, initially there wasn't. It was just smoke, wasn't it? Until they opened up the.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just find it a little bit like, well, even with that fire rage gun, I suppose it's just too much to even do. But I'm surprised there's no one down below is just even trying to water the ladder as they're coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean that was the whole truck was engulfed in flames there, wasn't it?
I guess. I don't know. I'm only saying what I can visually see, but I mean, it's just absolutely awful. You know, like you say, it's just a standard firefighter going to do a standard thing, and all of a sudden you're in the most.
Obviously, something illegal is being stored there, isn't it? Something highly toxic.
How is fueling that? Because he's right.
Fuel by the look of it.
It looks like it.
Grabbed a hose line and began watering down injured teammates.
Here we go.
The radiant heat from the fire was so intense, it ignited homeless tents on the sidewalk across the street.
Wow.
By 7:10 p.m., the situation was critical.
Mayday, from Engine 9. I have 2 down firefighters in front of truck 9. I see from Engine 9.
There's movement down there. I'm amazed they're even.
Firefighters down on the front opposite side of the building. We need help.
Ambulances started taking injured firefighters to the hospital. By 8:08 p.m., the major emergency blaze was declared extinguished, 1 hour and 42 minutes after it was first reported. Over 230 LAFD firefighters had responded to tackle the fire. Investigators began examining the scene to figure out what caused the fire. They found out it was a business called Smoketoes, a warehouse that dealt with supplies for butane honey oil. In the days and weeks that followed, investigators conducted over 60 interviews with firefighters involved in the incident and sifted through the wreckage of the burnt-out building. They determined that the explosion was caused by nitrous oxide whippets and butane canisters stored in the building. The structure was divided into 2 sections with a partition wall that wasn't fire-blocked, which helped the fire spread. Unit A contained ordinary combustibles, while Unit B was filled with pallets of nitrous oxide whippets and butane canisters. The nitrous oxide began to off-gas at approximately 106 degrees Fahrenheit, which created a quick oxidation that, when mixed with the butane, led to explosions. The narrow building acted like a nozzle for the flames, making the fire even more intense. All 11 injured responders were taken to LAC USC Medical Center. At the hospital, 3 of them were in critical but stable condition, and 2 were placed on ventilators to help with their breathing. Captain Barkley was one of the seriously injured. Many of the injured firefighters, including Captain Barkley, had to go through multiple surgeries and faced long recoveries. One responder reported having had 25 surgeries already, with more to come. Firefighters struggled with both physical injuries and PTSD from the incident. The 2020 Boyd Street fire stands as one of the most dramatic incidents in LAFD history. 11 firefighters were injured, but thankfully, all of them survived. although
Brilliant.
many suffered life-changing
Amazing
injuries.
that they survived.
Captain Barkley and his team demonstrated extraordinary courage in the face of a rapidly deteriorating situation. Their training, equipment, and quick...
It's so narrow though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't. Do you know what I mean? There was no way around to be able to tackle this. It was, front or back, and clearly there was no back way accessible. So it was that they had to go up and over. So what a terrible scenario, and to have, nitrate and the butane. Together in that scenario, like you say, it literally was just like a flamethrower.
Yeah, just mixed together to create a deadly fire, and like I say, shop owner probably didn't even realise what the deadly mix he was storing there, but no flame-proof partition, blocked it all off, pallets and racking in there just made it even worse for the firefighters. So follow the safety code.
Yeah, and that's the kit there.
Quick thinking meant they managed to avoid what could have been an even more tragic situation. The LAFD has put out new policies in place about when fire crews should wear face pieces and go on air, as this protective equipment likely saved lives during the Boyd Street fire. For witnesses like Geraldine Cleveland, the incident provided a rare glimpse into the dangers firefighters face. From her rooftop vantage point, she saw firsthand how quickly a routine call can turn into a life-threatening emergency.
No, wasn't it? Just a routine call.
And it's so quick. It's so quick, isn't it? It escalates so quickly.
If you found...
But I was quite surprised. What did they say? 100 call-outs a day?
A day, yeah. In that particular unit in LA.
I mean, I don't live far from the fire station here. I don't hear it going out that often, mate.
No, LAFD,
100 a day.
A
Wow,
day.
certainly earning their money, or not paid enough in my opinion.
Right,
but there you go.
Wow, crazy. Well, thanks, Firefighter Chick, because that gives
Thank
us
you
a
very
real
much.
insight into a fire that is, a lot of different, and these things happen, right? There's lots of different scenarios that, just come together, and then all of a sudden it's the worst case scenario. So.
Yeah, I mean, they probably haven't trained for anything that intense before, and thankfully, they all survived. Obviously, horrific injuries, but there you go, and those guys are doing that day in and day out, running into fire, whereas we're running away from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hats off to every firefighter out there, because it is, and it's not just fire that they fight. They do so many other different things as well. To, from cutting people out and rescue. Yeah, it's an amazing feat. All right. Well, hopefully you I wouldn't say enjoyed that video. I would say,
no, but
gave you a really good, learned something, educational
insight.
video of firefighters.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Firefighter Chick, as always, for your requests. They're always brilliant. We will be back tomorrow for another reaction. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Bye from him. Take care. Bye now. All right. Stay safe. Fire Marshal
Bill, Fire Marshal Bill. Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him.